morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Welcome into the Cryptologic podcast. Hopefully you guys are having a fantastic day. John, how's your day today, man?
It's good. I was feeling better. Sorry, yesterday in the comments someone said that I was like moving my leg so much. It's because it was hot.
It's still kind of hot though. Let's be honest here.
It's cooling down a little bit because I turned the AC up, but
Yeah.
but it was kind of hot, and I was on Terraflu yesterday, so
No, can you throw some Terraflu today too?
yeah,
did
but
you?
a little bit, just a little bit, and I had some tea,
Oh,
and then
okay,
I was
okay.
getting anxiety. I get anxiety, so like I don't have my beard right now, and when I normally have anxiety, I twist my beard, but since I kind of shaved it, I do the leg kick. I've always done that since high school. I don't know if anyone else does that.
Yeah, I mean, some people do the leg kick. Some people sweat profusely. Some people
bite their nails.
I don't do that. Or bite their lips.
I
Yeah.
kick my leg and then I twirl my goatee.
Yeah.
But it's shaved, so I can't do it.
So honestly, guys, on today's show, we're going to go over the market cap. We got 3 topics we want to bring to you guys today. One of the first topics is definitely have to be the Wonderland update. We definitely want to give you guys an update on that. Second topic we want to talk to you guys about is going to be about pair changes and why we think that potentially moving forward, it could actually be a thing. You know how like Polkadot has their pair chains and things like that. And then last but not least, we want to have a conversation about Ethereum 2.0 and kind of like go into detail on what that is. So,
and then some little rants or something.
yeah, so that's basically what we're going to be going through today. And, hopefully you guys find some value in that. And if you do, please subscribe to the channel, like the video. And, let's just hop into the market and see where we are currently.
Real quick. I know that some people were saying that the screen was super bright, so we dimmed it a little bit.
Oh, yeah. Let us know if
hopefully
you guys,
that's
that works.
better. If not, we'll just, try to dim it a little bit more. But, yeah, it made look at our logos. It made our shade a little darker, huh? It's funny, huh?
Yeah. Now, instead of me being like a milk chocolate, I'm kind of like a darker chocolate. You know?
I'm the milk chocolate now.
All right,
Yeah.
gentlemen, let's go into the actual market. Now, as you guys can see, we're sitting at 2.2. Let me go ahead and refresh real quick. Yep, we're at 2.2.1. So not really much of a change. We're basically down almost a percentage on the day. Bitcoin has fell a little bit from the last time we spoke. I remember last episode we were sitting at like 46,000, and it's kind of been trading sideways, man. But before we move on to all the other cryptocurrencies, I want to ask you a question, John. For Bitcoin being where it is and how it started off in the year, do you think that we potentially could be in a bear market, or do you think we're just trading sideways?
I think we're in a consolidation phase.
So we're basically just trading sideways.
Yeah. So I was reading last night that damn, what was I gonna say? What I found? They were saying I should start sending these to our little company thing.
Yeah.
What was going on is that this consolidation phase is something that's not gonna like sustain itself. It's not gonna last.
Okay.
Because at some point something's got to give. Right, I don't know what's gonna happen. I don't know if it's the XRP lawsuit. I don't know if it's another ETF. I don't know if it's a spot ETF. Something is bound to happen, because if this was a bear market, we're sitting pretty.
Yeah, low
We're
key.
sitting pretty at a 2 trillion.
Low key, yeah.
And regardless of not whether we're in a bear market or a cub market, whatever this is, it's giving you time to accumulate. It's giving you time to start the year off. You're getting. Because last year, January was like kind of like low key, and then it went boom out of nowhere, right? And I kind of want to see where Bitcoin was at the beginning of 2021.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you could pull that up real quick, just to see from context.
From January
of 2021, so
okay.
a year from now.
now.
Where did it start last year?
So where do you want to go?
January 5th, 2021.
36,000.
So it's $10,000 more today than it was last year. So that's very interesting. And then how long did it take for it to have a blow up? Like a month.
Basically a month, yeah. So I mean,
do you think history is going to repeat itself? I don't know. I'm just trying to see how people are feeling about Bitcoin being at 46K. We're not at a drop. We're still up. We're still up than where we were a year before, right? I know we hit almost 70,000. Let's forget about that. That was a one day thing, right? It did that for like a day.
Right.
But if we were under 36,000, then I would be like, oh, we're in a bear market. Or I'm worried because we dipped under than where we started last year.
Yeah, but I think you're looking at the perspective as if because we've been in crypto for a year, right? And we've seen Bitcoin at 36,000, you know? But speaking towards for somebody who's just brand new to cryptocurrency or whatever, looking at Bitcoin at this current price and seeing what people are saying, technically it could be a low for them because they're like, okay, well, people are projecting Bitcoin to be 120,000 per one Bitcoin. So if I get in at 46,000, because you got to remember, they didn't get in 2020 or 2021. They didn't think about crypto. Now they're starting to learn about it because, you know, the commercials are starting to, you know, the Matt Damon thing we covered the other day. They're starting to see crypto a lot more. So when they see a $46,000 Bitcoin in retrospect to what it could potentially be later on in the future, that's nothing. And I think that's what we have to take into account and not look at it as we're looking at it as Bitcoin started at 36,000 last year, but this year it's at 46,000. We understand it's no longer the same as it was before the year started, but for new people getting in, these are the only prices that they see. So next year when Bitcoin is at 60,000 at this current moment,
like it's just
it's going to be the same thing.
What's the new consolidation price for Bitcoin or for all crypto in general? Ethereum, I remember when it was down when everything dipped. What was Ethereum at? 1,500?
I think 1,800, something like that.
Yeah, that was Ethereum's consolidation price. Ethereum's been chilling over 3,500 for the past like 3 months now. That's what I'm saying. Like every year, crypto goes up and there's a new consolidation price. Binance, I remember 300, 250, 300.
I don't even remember what Binance
been over
was.
500 for like 5 months. I'm exaggerating, but it's been many months.
Yeah, it's been a while.
So I understand that these new people are getting into crypto. They do have to understand that, hey, these prices are low, yes, compared to where you think it's going to go in the future. We all know Bitcoin will be 6 figures. We all know Ethereum is going to be 5 figures. We all know Binance will be over $1,000.
Right.
But when, right? We don't know when. That's the thing. We don't know when. It could happen this year. It could happen 2 years. But at the same time, there's new consolidation prices that we're seeing. And that's after every big run up, then a big dip, and then a little phase out, and that's the new consolidation price. So Ethereum hits 4,800, dips all the way back down, and now it's chilling at 3,500. Bitcoin hits 70,000, 69,000, goes all the way back down and chills between 45 and 52,000. In the year before, it was like 20 something to 30 something. The year before that, it was like what, 10 to 15 or et cetera.
Yeah. I mean, I understand. I'm just trying to put it in perspective to people who are just getting in now, because they're looking at these prices like I have an opportunity here. They're seeing Solana at 164 and saying this was over $200. If I look at the chart, it was over $200. So I have an opportunity here. This is a cheap price to me if I'm just getting in. Bitcoin at 46,000 in retrospect to 150,000 is nothing. So you're like, oh,
I'm not saying I'm saying that these are all numbers, but the thing is, all these numbers are away from their all-time high, so it's always a good buy-in. These have created new all-time highs. That's the thing. That's the goal of your project that you're invested. You want it to create new all-time highs, but remember that it won't always stay there. It creates new all-time highs, and then it retraces, and then there's a new consolidation phase. So then you want to get to the all-time high again, and then break past all-time high, and then it'll tumble back down. But then it's you know what I'm saying. So if Bitcoin's all-time high right now is 69K, eventually it'll go to 85K, 89K. It's not going to consolidate there. It's going to go right back down. But where do you think it'll consolidate at? It'll probably consolidate at the old all-time high, anywhere between 50 to 69.
Yeah.
And that's not something that I'm saying like, oh, 46 is so high, and like you're not supposed to sit there and wait for Bitcoin to go back down to 36.
Yeah, it's never gonna happen.
No, you don't do that with any of these projects.
Yeah,
because right now we're in the last year was last year, right? I said that I'm just using it as a comparison as like the bear adventure. Every year, the more you sit here and wait for something to drop, it's just gonna get higher and higher and higher.
I definitely agree with you.
Right? Is that like something that there was like a little disconnect or something? Or?
No, I just wanted to get the clarity and understanding that for someone who's just getting in. You know what I'm saying? They're looking at these prices and these are still cheap for them. Or maybe some of the people are looking at them like this is expensive. You know, maybe it's a barrier to entry to where they don't want to get in, like at Binance at $500.
I feel like if someone that's new coming in, they probably look at it as expensive.
Oh, well, yeah, probably. I mean, Binance at $500, we know is kind of expensive, but I think someone just brand new looking at Binance and wanting to invest
They'll
in
think
it,
that's expensive.
they'll think it's expensive in retrospect to not knowing what Binance actually is and what the use case of Binance is. You don't just hold Binance for price appreciation. You know what I'm saying? You use BNB to do stuff. You use BNB for NFTs. You use BNB for NFT games. You use BNB to buy a whole bunch of stuff. It's not just you hold Binance for price appreciation. But the only way you're going to know that is if you go into crypto and have that understanding and want to learn about it. All of these prices
like
currently are just...
Solana, if you look at Solana had go to Solana. So if you go to the year, Solana had one of the greatest years. Oh, look at Cliff. Solana had one of the greatest years in the crypto project I've ever seen. Just look at where it was in the beginning of the year. Just look at the thing. $3, man. Like Solana had one of the greatest crypto charts in a year span, like ever. Right? It's not the best, but one of the best.
Yeah, but
you know, and these prices. What I'm saying is these prices. 164. This is still low compared to the overall end goal of Solana, but this is high to someone that saw Solana at $3. But if you had bought Solana at $3 and you held to this point, you got money. So I'm not worried about those people. You don't gotta worry about them. They got money. Depending on what they want to do, they do what they earn. But the people that have not bought into Solana, some people will probably think, dang, it's so high. Don't sit here and wait for Solana to go back to $3. It's not going to happen unless the product crashes and fails.
Right.
That's what I'm saying. Like Solana being at 164, that's the takeoff. It took off.
But I think Solana's price primarily took off, and this is just my opinion, but I think Solana's price took off because Ethereum 2.0 got delayed again. So then Solana came out like, hey, we're the Ethereum quote unquote K word. I can't say it on air because, you know, we get demonetized. But
the biller?
Yeah, it came out as that. And everybody was like, well, yeah, Solana is that. It got the same NFT. Every NFT project that launched on Ethereum was on Solana. Every single one, from the CryptoPunks to the apes, all of them. They just took it, and people were starting to realize, they were like, man, if you want the secondhand version, like the cheap version of what Ethereum has to offer, go to Solana. And then Solana started getting all
the avalanche
this influx of people, and then Solana started fizzing out. It started tripping out. It couldn't handle all the people.
DDoS hacks, and it had some
had a whole bunch of stuff.
And it's just something that's, you know, inevitable when it comes to technology. That's what's going to happen. You know, there's a lot of people working on these things, trying to make it better every day. And there's a lot of people trying to use it at the same time. So you can't just, it's like the internet. You can't just pause the internet to fix the internet. It's just going to shut things down. People are trying to use it. Like Facebook crashes. It's like, you know what I mean? They're trying to fix it. But
people freaked out.
Yeah. You know?
Freaked out.
And Meta now. But well, technically it's Facebook.
It's still Facebook, man.
Facebook is a Meta company.
I don't think I'm gonna call it Meta, man. I mean,
no,
okay.
you gotta call it Meta, dude.
I don't.
But Facebook,
I'm gonna call it Facebook, man.
Facebook.
I guess it'll show my age though.
No, Facebook is Facebook, but Meta, because Facebook's parent company was called Facebook. Meta is Meta, but Facebook is a Meta company. Facebook, the app, is still Facebook. So yes, you still call Facebook Facebook, but when you refer to Mark Zuckerberg's company, you have to say Meta because that's what it is. Because now if you say Facebook, then you're just talking about the app Facebook, the social media app Facebook. So remember, Facebook, a product of Meta. That's what it is now. It used to be Facebook, a product of Facebook.
I mean, I guess, yeah. I mean, yeah.
That's just how, that's the terms of what it is.
Yeah, I guess so. All right, guys, let's move on to the first topic of the day, which has to be this time thing, man. A lot of people are freaking out on Twitter. They don't know what's going on. So our goal is to give you the information, and then we're going to discuss it at the end. So definitely stay tuned for that. But so I'm going to read this. It is very kind of long, so just bear with me here. So Daniele, which is the founder of Time, the one that created it, he said, it's about time to make changes in Wonderland to keep up with the expectations of our DAO members and all the incredible community that have been created around our project. A thread of what's going on to happen this week. So stuff should happen this week, and how the future of this project looks like. Then he goes on to say, there has been some confusion about Time Token's price action with the narrative of it's going down. So if you guys are investors in Time Wonderland, you know that the price has been going slowly down, 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 and down, becoming more and more prevalent by the FUDsters. The Wonderland team has been working on education, but this sometimes is not enough to reach our community considering how big it is. We have decided to take action and shift the focus from Time to Wrapped Memo, or Wonderful Memories. I like that name though, Wonderful Memories. I think that's pretty dope. What is the benefit of this, and what actions are we taking? First off, the first step that they're doing is they're moving liquidity away from Trader Joe into SushiSwap on Avalanche. So just reading that, you kind of have to know what context was. Being on Twitter, you will figure out that Daniele and
It's Danielle.
Well, Danielle. Well, some people call it Danielle. Either way,
Danielle.
yeah, people call him Daniele. But either way, Danielle, whatever. I apologize. I don't know how to say your name.
It probably might even be Danielle.
Could be. I don't know. Him and CryptoFish, which is the creator and founder of Trader Joe, had a fight because Danielle said that Joe wasn't giving enough of they weren't giving enough liquidity to mem. I think it was like a mem pair, one LP pair or something like that. And Danielle got kind of mad about that, and Trader Joe was just like, you know what, we're not gonna sit here and pack the bags on something that you created just because it's you. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So there's some context there on why they're moving liquidity from Trader Joe to SushiSwap. Okay. Now, there will be a new liquidity pair on SushiSwap called Wrap Memo/Mem. All the liquidity over time will be transformed into this new pair, and the price of Wrapped Memo will begin to be tracked as it's supposed to be. So whenever you provide liquidity, just for context, you are able to get a portion of all the fees that come through that platform if and when people swap mem for memo. So if people are constantly doing that, you're constantly going to get fees added to it because you're providing liquidity for that platform. So just so you guys have an understanding of that. The market cap will be adjusted. This should make it more clear to everyone that we are invested into Memo and not Time. This was something people freaked out about. They're like, okay, well, what the heck is going to happen to Time? Are we still going to be able to buy Time? Like, what the heck is going on? But from this, it's saying that they're investing into Wrap Memo. So I don't know, John, if this means that you're only going to be able to buy Memo and not Time on SushiSwap. I guess we kind of have to wait for more clarity.
I checked it this morning. You can still buy Time right now, but
currently
I think this should make it more clear to everyone that we are investing into
Memo, Wrap Memo, and not Time.
Yeah.
So that's the part that's kind of, it's like,
because
what are we doing here?
It doesn't matter. I think because the Memo and Time, they're 1-to-1 anyway, in a sense.
Right. I understand that.
But I don't think that they're gonna not tank, but like basically remove Time from existence. Like,
okay.
It's not like Time's not gonna be a factor in this project anymore. I think it's just the focus is that, hey, we're focusing on people actually getting Wrap Memo to stake it, because when you hold, that's why he says holding Time does nothing for you.
Yeah, it's a waste.
You actually are making money when you rebase with Memo.
Right.
Not Time. So that's what he's probably trying to say is, hey, there's people that are literally, Time is not a token that you buy and you hold Time, and Time's at 2,500. I'm buying Time and then just hold Time and wait for it to go back to 9,000.
Yeah, exactly.
Or whatever. That's not what you do. You buy the Time, but you buy the Memo and you're staking the Memo. So I think they're just putting an emphasis on Wrap Memo now.
Well, the one thing that we found out when we did it this morning was one memo or one memory is worth 38 wrapped memo. So I guess it's in the sense of
I mean, there's less supply.
It's less supply, so it
Yeah.
makes it more scarce.
So it's like when you buy a Bitcoin, like $100 a Bitcoin, it's like 0.000846
Exactly.
instead of, So I think that what's happening is it's making it more stable, which means that. So what I think of it as is like, if you have one piece of pie,
Right.
now that one piece of pie can be cut up into like 38 different. Well, it was already cut up into like let's say Memo was less, right? It was already well, it's 1-to-1 to time. So
It was too much inflation.
so the problem is time and Memo were 1-to-1. So let's say there's 50 people and you could cut that into 50 pieces. Now with that wrapped Memo, each piece, that 50 pieces can be cut into another 25 pieces.
Right.
So now you could give it to more people because it's actually creating, I guess, scarcity.
It's creating scarcity and price. It keeps the price kind of stable. It won't be going.
So that's why when you see your amount less, so like as in like, man, I had 0.87 Memo, and then now I only have 0.0312 wrap Memo. But the thing is, it's the same amount, but it's just the fact that you're in a wrap Memo, but now there's less wrap Memo, which is why the value of a wrap Memo looks like it's less, but it's the same dollar amount.
Right.
But the value of the wrap Memo that's available, it's less, so it makes it more scarce.
Yeah, I mean, I honestly, I like the new adjustment. He goes on to say another advantage of this liquidity is the fact that by adding so many time to staking, a lot of the inflation coming from the runway distribution goes into the LP directly and on into the DAO holdings, resulting in less dilution for the holders and a slightly lower APY.
Yeah.
People were hating on this slightly lower APY.
More people means less APY too.
How are you complaining about a 70,000% APY and it goes down to what, 50,000?
Yeah.
What? Where are you gonna get that anywhere?
Yep.
Well, that's kind of dumb, but
I like that. Secondly, this new pair becomes the base layer for our cross chain expansion into selling bonds on Phantom and Arbitrum to begin with. But if you don't sell time, what kind of bonds are you selling?
Yeah, that's another good question. But the idea of this project is to expand the ratio between market cap and treasury, creating more value for token holders. I like how he's always trying to put us forward, man. I really like that about him. We reduce the traditional bonds on Avalanche that are highly dilutive. Dilutive? Is that?
Dilutive.
Dilutive. In favor of new bonds selling wrap Memo directly from the treasury without minting new ones.
So creating new ones causes inflation.
Well, you get diluted.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that was the biggest thing. Well, yeah.
Diluted, means that you're watering it down. You're making it less valuable.
Exactly. But now, since they own their own liquidity, they own a bunch of time, they technically own a bunch of Memo.
The thing is, they own all the time. And now that they have the wrap Memo, you're getting it's chipping away less than chipping away more.
Exactly.
So you're giving people less.
It's not 1-to-1. Yeah. It's more so like 1 to 100th or whatever.
And it's like you're chipping away, but the value's still the same. It's just you're chipping away less.
Exactly.
And it keeps it from basically like diluting and destroying the value of whatever it is, the time.
Well, think about it. The price won't actually be affected so much to where. You know how it was like 1-to-1 time? If somebody sold like 10 times, the price would tank hard.
Yeah.
But since there's less Memo, when you wrap it,
you're earning less. Yeah.
Yeah, the price shouldn't tank like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because you don't own majority of the Memo. You have to own 38 to get one.
Yeah.
So yeah, I like that. The rebases onto the LP already generate revenue for Wonderland that are captured by selling those part of the runway into Memo/Mem, LPs, Phantom, Mem, ETH on other chains. The whole new mechanism should be able to increase the amount of funds into the treasury to be reinvested and reduce inflation across the board, giving a lot more to stakers and long-term Memo holders.
Yeah.
The more invested money into the treasury equals more investments, equals more backing, equals more value, less dilution. Simple, effective, powerful. The time has come.
Yeah. That's beautiful. So it's just it's basically him creating a way to self-sustain, right? So now he's going to Sushi Swap, and guess who's in charge of Sushi Swap now?
Him.
Right? There's no, and that's the same method, way that it allows himself from being tied, his hands tied.
Right.
You know, you don't have to rely on anyone to do anything. He can do everything himself. If they allowed him to, I think he took over a Sushi Swap, so now he can just say, okay, this is what I'm gonna do, this is what I'm gonna do, this is what we're gonna do, and then now he created this vision of basically removing the problem of dilution, of where someone holding too much can
Tank the price.
take the price, or taking rebases out. So now the amount of supply that you have in the wrap memo is fractions of what a whole one used to be, of what when you would hold a one-to-one version of memo to time.
Exactly.
Now you're holding fractions of it.
Yeah.
So now when you're selling fractions of it. It's still dollar amount, but it's just fractions, and then it's just self-sustaining. And they're not minting new ones, because minting new ones causes
Inflation.
Yeah. So there's more out there, which is not good.
Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, me personally, I think this is a good thing. I think
I'm like so out of it.
I do think that it will take some time for people to understand what's actually currently going on. But I honestly think this would be pretty good.
That tariff is killing me, man.
It's taking you out, huh?
I'm like talking, and then it's like my brain is just like, shut the hell up, telling me to shut up.
Right.
My brain is telling me to shut up. That's crazy. So that's why I'm talking. If you notice, I'm just like,
Yeah, yeah. I know. I noticed it, man.
and then I'm fighting it. It's like imagine a little guy swinging, just swinging in my head. Stop, get away! And my brain is like, no, go to sleep.
I'm dying.
Go to sleep.
Oh my god. Wow. All right, so moving on to the next topic, man, which has to do with why we think that Polkadot or parachains, not necessarily Polkadot, parachains will kind of be moving on in the future. Now, if I'm not mistaken, John, correct me if I'm wrong, you found a couple of people talking about it on Twitter about how, parachains might actually be something like the next wave that we might see moving forward.
I saw that there's a possibility that I think it all predicates on how successful Polkadot ends up being, or if it has a nice little run up or something.
Right.
Parachains are the new type of wave in DeFi. That's what I've been hearing, and I just kind of was like very interested in the technology of it, and basically learning about why they're so popular. And it's just like basically allowing protocols and projects to basically showcase their skills, or their vision. And if it went out, right, the auctions, if they went out, they get to lock onto the ecosystem and then go to work, and then provide their value and provide their scalability and operability.
Right.
And Polkadot has such a, I guess, long-term vision of handling a lot of transactions for the whole crypto ecosystem, which is their goal is 1 million transactions. And Ethereum is at like what, 24 transactions per second?
Something like
right?
that.
Bitcoin's,
I don't know the
Bitcoin's
exact
at 7. Bitcoin's at 7 per second. And
super slow.
Yeah, and I was and like, if Polkadot reaches its goal of 1 million transactions per second, and Luna is currently at 65,000 per second, Avalanche is at 6,500 per second, and they both had successful booms, right? And Avalanche is not even a year old. I don't know how old Luna is, but Luna has recognition, blew up. Polkadot, who's to say Polkadot won't have its time, right? When all these parallel chains start kicking off, start working.
Yeah, I think Polkadot will have its time. As you guys know, I'm pretty bullish on Polkadot. But Kusama is a sister of Polkadot. Yeah. So Kusama has done really well in the past. Kusama is a lot higher than Polkadot, by the way.
Is the value, I mean, not the value, the supply of Kusama is probably lower.
It's way lower.
Yeah.
It's way lower. But Kusama was only there they wanted to see whatever worked. So Polkadot is like the end goal, but Kusama was the one that they tested everything on. So whatever Kusama has on it currently, Polkadot has an exact match. It's just called something different, right? So it's pretty dope.
So these parachains, I'm trying to clarify, is that when these protocols that come out, right?
Yeah,
they're not built by Polkadot. It's built by third party individuals and
Yeah,
companies.
different developers. Yeah.
So that's like the wave? Like, see how these ecosystems, a lot of them, they're built by their own ecosystem, right?
Right.
Like Ethereum, if they build Uniswap, is that no? That's a DEX though. So something that's a layer one, when it's built, on a layer one, is it built by the layer one team, or is it are they all third party
Um.
protocols?
So they're all different. They're all
That's what I'm
different.
trying to see.
Different
Why?
developers. They're all different people, right? It's not Polkadot creating all of these different
Yeah.
parachains. It's all different developers that want to build on Polkadot for what Polkadot is and what Polkadot can bring
And then
as
the
a layer one.
parachain, depending on what their purpose is, just hooks on, and then it allows it to work with anything. So that parachain can literally now be on interoperable and work with everyone. And that's cool.
But the thing about parachains that I think a lot of people don't really know is parachains are a direct descendant of the layer one, meaning whatever functionality the layer one has, that parachain is going to adapt it. So since Polkadot is interoperable, any parachain that launches on Polkadot will be
That's basically
interoperable.
what Quant is.
Basically.
Quant is interoperable in the sense that it's a connective tissue to where anything that connects to Quant can connect to everything else, just like Cosmos.
Right.
But Cosmos is to find solutions for other products or protocols that lack in one area, and Cosmos will find something that will make it work, and Cosmos will be the connected part to make it allow to talk to each other.
But the difference between parachains and I think layer 2s, layer 3s, and all of that, and you guys correct me if I'm wrong, this is just my assumption, this is just what I'm thinking, but the difference between parachains and layer 2s and layer 3s,
You're allowed to be built on the parachains. Things can be built on the parachain itself.
well, no, you're basically, they're gonna give you an understanding of what they are, and then you have to give up your whatever that is, in this case Polkadot, to basically bid on that parachain before it ever even launches and does what it's supposed to do. So instead of it actually coming out as a layer one where you're using it and people have an opportunity to be like, oh, I really like this, you have to basically just read the white paper and be like, okay, I like this project. I think it'll be good for the future, and I'm going to invest a certain amount of dot to it. And then if that wins the parachain, then they have some time after that to actually create the actual protocol. They're not, it's kind of backwards. Like, it's more so, you know how like layer ones, when they come out, I mean layer 2s and layer 3s, they come out, you have an opportunity to use them.
Yeah.
With parachains, you don't have the opportunity to use them until they come out. The reason why is because they need seed money. That's what the parachains are for people to give them the seed money so they can build their infrastructure of what they plan to do. It's from what I understand. I could be completely wrong about that. So you guys let me know in the comment section down below. But that's what I think.
Yeah, it sounds.
I know you hate that, but it makes sense to me.
That sounds funny. Yeah.
All right.
Dang, I want to say the comment. Leave a comment down below in the you say leave a comment.
Leave a comment down below. Leave a comment in the comment section down below.
No, that's not what you said.
I don't know. We can rewind it later.
You said leave a comment sections down in the comment section down below. Yeah, there's a second down in there somewhere. That just makes it sound funny.
I don't know. But moving on, man, to the last topic of today, which has to do with Ethereum 2.0. Now, I'm going to let John take this one away. I know he's feeling a little drowsy, but, man, go ahead and explain what you want to talk about with Ethereum 2.0.
Well, yeah, I was saying, like, I think we had this conversation with Dante before, too. I don't know if it was ever on air or not, but I remember saying that when the 2.0 comes out, I think a lot of people are going to come home, right? That's what I guess use it as an analogy, is when Ethereum 2.0 finally launches, it's what happens to all these layer ones and protocols that are saying like, oh, we're better than Ethereum, and 2.0 comes out. And I'm not saying it's gonna happen right away. It's not gonna happen right away, because there's another thing I'm gonna say that we saw a video this morning that showcased that, is that when 2.0 comes out, that's just the first step of the next mission that Ethereum is gonna have, of becoming the final version of itself. And Vitalik said in the video we watched earlier, he said that in 6 years, that's what he thinks that Ethereum will be finally complete. People thought that 2.0 is not going to come out in 6 years. I'm like, no, you have to launch 2.0 before you even get to the next part. It's step by step by step. 2.0 will launch. I think it'll launch this year. And once it launches, then they need to see, okay, how far can it scale before there's problems? Like, okay, what can it do now? Like, what can we? He has a whole roadmap of what he needs to be done. And 2.0 is the first catalyst of that. So I think once that launches, and Ethereum right now is literally running on fumes in a sense, is a broken ship. And once 2.0 launches and it's a brand new ship, they're gonna have to patch that up as they go and increase it and enhance it as much as they can as well. But 2.0 will have the same volume that it has now plus more, because Ethereum right now, it has a high volume of people using it. So I would assume that when 2.0 comes out, the amount of people that are going to be transacting on there now are probably going to double their transactions, because they're like, dang, everything's so much cheaper now. Everything's so much faster now. And that's going to, in a sense, cause a trickle-down effect to where people are going to start coming back to Ethereum or start using Ethereum now. Start creating on Ethereum again.
Yeah.
Or not again, but start creating on Ethereum more. You know what I mean? As a sole focus.
I mean,
not as the only focus.
I hear you in the sense of when Ethereum 2.0 comes out, people are going to bridge back to it to see, how the gas fees and all of that. But I still think that all the other layer ones that were created and some that, are ceased to created yet or haven't been created yet, will still kind of thrive in the sense because...
I'm not saying they're not.
Well, I'm just answering your question you said before, like why would anyone continue to use the other chains when Ethereum 2.0
No, I
would
said what
basically come out?
What happens to the ones that are their only goal is to beat Ethereum, because they're not going to beat Ethereum.
Well, no, I don't think they will beat Ethereum in the size of price action, but I think that there will be other chains that are quote unquote better than Ethereum. It's just a simple fact. You know what I'm saying? The one thing that other layer ones have that Ethereum doesn't is incentive programs. There's a bunch of like venture capitalists or people that raise money that they're able to give them these different layer ones money for different, like Phantom, for example. Phantom did it different than everybody else. Everybody else had all these incentive programs like Avalanche Rush, and Matic had one as well, where they just gave people money in order to bridge to their ecosystem. So no matter what you did, you will always continuously farm whatever that layer one was. But Ethereum never had that, because technically Ethereum didn't need it. Everybody just really liked Ethereum for what it was and all of that. And it was just like the first of its kind. So I think the layer ones moving forward will still be around, and I think they'll still be. I think they'll still be good, man.
I think they'll be fine. I think they'll be fine. I'm just concerned about the volume. We'll see. It depends if the crypto space continues to grow. Then we'll obviously see volume everywhere. It's traffic. We'll see traffic everywhere. But I think that Ethereum's volume will increase dramatically for a little while, and that's when we'll see a price pump. And I think that's when we'll start seeing things like, holy crap, Ethereum's going crazy right now. Look at these transactions that are being done on Ethereum. There's like hundreds of thousands of transactions per second being done on Ethereum every day. And then more people are going to want to build and create on Ethereum, because now it's like, oh, it's scalable. Cool. I can create a project on Ethereum and people can actually use it. And other people will use Avalanche. That's great. Other people are going to want to connect to Ethereum, right? And then now they're going to be like, oh, you're going to rely on Ethereum now.
Well, the thing is with EVM compatible blockchains or EVM compatible layer ones, anything you can have on Ethereum, you can have on any of those layer ones. It's just going to be like a wrapped version of it. So it's still going to trade the same price and all of that. It's just going to be a wrapped version of it. So even if you're not wanting to be or holding Ethereum, you'll still be able to hold Ethereum. But I think the problem Ethereum is going to have is one of two things. Either it takes a long time for it to actually come out and people start losing faith in it, or when it does come out, people bridge back to it and realize that it's not what they thought it was. And then they get disheartened with it and just leave Ethereum in total.
I don't think that's going to happen.
So it just depends,
Yeah, I don't think that would happen.
Hopefully Ethereum comes out with a full bang and all of that, or else,
It has to. EIP 1559 came out with a bang. That thing was burning tokens like crazy. It's still burning tokens to this day. So when the proof of stake takes off, ooh-wee. The more you stake, the more you make.
Well, we'll see.
And think about how many people are going to be staking on Ethereum.
We'll see. Hopefully Ethereum doesn't what is the word I'm looking for? Upset? No.
Disappoint.
Disappoint. There we go. Couldn't think of the freaking word.
I like Ethereum.
Hopefully
Ethereum,
they don't disappoint, man.
Ethereum is one of the Mount Rushmores of crypto. It's
Well,
gonna
it's
be
the first of its kind.
It's gonna be
like a Dogecoin.
It's George Washington. I mean, no, that's not George Washington. That's Bitcoin. But it's one of the Mount Rushmores, Abraham Lincoln or something. It's Thomas Jefferson. I don't know, right? It's one of the Mount Rushmores of the four. I think
it's one of the four that's
XRP is one too. And then the fourth one we don't know, right? The top four. But XRP's been around in top 10 for years, for like 7 years.
Since 2017.
I think even earlier than that.
Earlier?
But Bitcoin, Ethereum, XRP, and we don't know what the fourth one is. But Ethereum is one of the ones that's just gonna is the first of its kind, and it's going to basically catch up with the times. So it's been there since the inception of DeFi, in a sense of dApps and smart contracts. It will be there when the new innovation of smart contracts. And the only thing that can probably change all that in the future is HBAR, DAG, Quant, things like that. And that's where I think the shift will come, when Ethereum will be the godfather, and then HBAR is going to come and be the new godmother and be like, everyone's going to go on HBAR, because that's even 10 times better. But we're still early for that. HBAR and DAG is going to be the new layer 1 type technology that you want to build on. Everyone wants to build on.
Yeah, I know.
Especially DAG. DAG is
HBAR is
infinitely scalable.
Going to be doing their DeFi section.
HBAR is going to destroy. HBAR can be the only thing that could probably destroy Ethereum, only because of its new technology. And Ethereum will not be able to transfer over to that in the net. You know what I'm saying?
You're talking about Hashgraph?
Yeah, it won't be, because blockchain technology is still new to the average person, but it's technically blockchain technology is kind of old, but obviously it's still new.
Yeah, but
it's all new at the same time. That makes sense.
Ethereum's goal is not to. I don't think they're doing Hashgraph. I think they're doing sharding, which technically would be the same thing, but I don't know.
Everyone needs sharding. Sharding is just being allowed to scale your blocks
faster.
That's all sharding
fastest as possible.
So it's just being able to validate your blocks faster. Yeah. So when it comes to hash graphing, there's not necessarily like sharding. It's I forgot what it's called. Well, it's called DAGs actually. That's cool. Like the constellation, the name of the thing is DAG, but it's yeah. it's makes it like interwoven, where, because the block is just like a, like Pac-Man. You pay Pac-Man.
Yeah.
DAG is just like a web, and it just connects everything. And that's why I don't think Ethereum's gonna go that route, because it's just a whole freaking change.
Yeah, that's a whole, yeah.
But HBAR will be the new bang, like new wave, and then it's like two different types of ecosystems you want to live on: Hashgraph technology or blockchain technology.
Yeah, I think there's going to be a lot more cryptocurrencies that come out in the later years, 5-6 years from now, that will adopt, Hashgraph technology and all this other, something maybe even be a hybrid between two. We don't even know. You know what I'm saying? That's the thing about technology is, like John said in our previous episodes last year, that every year the time for innovation gets smaller and smaller and shorter. So, you know what I'm saying? What used to take 6 years now takes, 2 years, it takes 3 years, it takes 5, well, whatever. It's lower than what it originally started at. So, moving forward in this crypto space, for us in general, we're in our second year in the cryptocurrency, right? There's some people that's been in since 2017. So, the technology is moving a lot faster than majority of people know.
Look, so some shit that I feel like we haven't shown anybody anything on the screen, but I want to show you something. Click this fucking little. Did I just cuss?
Multiple times.
When?
Like literally the whole time you were just talking.
No, I didn't.
You did.
Dude, my brain is fried. The Terraflu's got me, guys. Go down. Look. Boom! Click that
this?
picture. Yeah, can you click it?
No.
Gotta zoom in. Control plus. Look at the total value locked. Ethereum has 160 billion mother effing dollars, and Terra is second place. Terra has 19 billion. BNB has 17 billion. Avalanche has 12 billion. Solana has 12 billion. And then look at Phantom, Polygons, Tron, Arbitrum, and Cosmos. Cosmos is still a baby. That's what I'm saying. So
no, that's not Cosmos. That's CRO.
That's Chronos?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I couldn't see from here. So that's CRO. See, that's DeFi, right? This is all DeFi. Yes.
All of that's DeFi.
So if you see, Ethereum is at 160 billion.
Okay.
Look at how much of a leap. Like, look how far ahead it is, and that's not even not even scratching the surface of its full potential. And Ethereum 2.0 kicks off the door opening to its full potential. I'm not saying that that's how it's going to stay forever, but I'm going to say Terra and all those guys, they will continue to go up. But to think that they're going to go up and Ethereum is going to go backwards, not or stay the same, is crazy. Ethereum's going to keep going if those guys go too. Those guys are going to go. Terra will hit 100 billion lock value and all of them, but by that point, Ethereum will be at like 500 billion, 600 billion. So I'm just saying that's money. That's volume. They're all gonna follow suit. They're gonna keep rising, but this is to start the year off. And Ethereum is king, and that's Ethereum running on a broken ship on fumes.
I think Ethereum is king right now because of it being the first and everything that it's accomplished this year. Nobody can take that away from them. But if they don't continue to hit deadlines that they have put out to hit, people are going to start losing faith in them.
Yeah, I want to see what Cardano is going to look like when Cardano has this stuff launched.
You know what I'm saying?
Cardano will be pretty powerful because Cardano has a very strong, fan base. But that's why I like stuff like that, because it showcases like, okay, Avalanche was able to get 12 billion a year. That's good. Where are these numbers going to be this time next year? Just like we said last year. You know what I'm saying?
Easiest way to look at it is you just double, basically. Right? You just basically double. So you'll figure Terra will be at, I don't know, 40 billion. Avalanche would be at 24. Solana will be at, 24. Binance will probably be at,
that's just
36.
like staked and all that stuff.
Yeah. That's total value locked in the DeFi space.
Yeah.
This is a whole nother thing that majority of people that are investing in a cryptocurrency have no idea about, because they're not using the actual token for what it's used for. They're just buying it and holding it and expecting it to go up in price, so.
At the end of the day, that still is a catalyst for the success of that crypto. So whether or not someone knows about it, about what it is or what it isn't, it's still a catalyst for someone who does know crypto to look at things like that, to understand like, okay, if Ethereum, I'll be freaking out if Ethereum only had 2 billion, right? It's not like it's not like a competition of oh, this color is the best. It's like, no, like money talks, and money is going to decide the consumer is going to decide the ultimate de facto, whether that person understands or not. You better understand it. Or else you're just wasting your time.
But the majority of people, the majority of investors that are invested in a cryptocurrency can't afford to play on Ethereum.
Right now, yeah.
Too expensive.
That's the only reason why I think right now that's the only reason why all these other layer ones are doing well, because they can't afford on Ethereum.
Yeah, they can't.
But Ethereum, the thing is, Ethereum is still doing well even though people can't afford it. Because there's people that can afford it, and the people that can't afford it are playing on Ethereum.
Yeah, but the thing is about Ethereum, just like Bitcoin, the big boys play with Ethereum and Bitcoin. Majority of them hold Bitcoin and Ethereum. Yeah. So they have money from the real world that are bringing it in. That's not primarily retail investors.
But that's what I'm saying. What happens when Ethereum says, oh, you poor people, you can play with us too now?
Depending on how long it takes. No one's going to sit around and wait for Ethereum for 6 years.
But it's not going to take 6 years. 2.0,
and how long that
2.0 comes out this year. That initially is going to open out. If it comes out
this year. 2.0 was supposed to come out last year. But they kept pushing it back.
They pushed the upgrade. But I'm just saying.
They pushed out the upgrade, and then that started fizzling out and stopped not working right.
I'm just saying, if 2.0 comes out this year, then a lot of people are just going to be like, oh, damn. I think get with it or get hurt.
I think they're going to bridge to it, and if it starts to disappoint people, then Ethereum is just going to be
like
there.
Cardano. People were disappointed in Cardano, but Cardano, tell me why Cardano's still in the top 10. It didn't go to 0.
Hopium.
It didn't go to 0. It's fine.
I think it's
Ethereum.
Hopium,
Ethereum is it's not going to happen to Ethereum. It's just not going to happen. There's no way. Ethereum, if it's not doing that now, it's not going to do it later. If it's not tanking now, it's not going to tank later. If Ethereum 2.0 comes out, that's bullish news. It's finally 2.0 is here. It's a new contract. Finally, okay, let's see what this is like. Oh, gas fees are $1, $2. Wow, awesome. There's no way that even if gas fees are $10, still better than $115, still better than $78. You know what I'm saying? Like, if gas fees are at least 50% less than what it is now, it's a win. And then eventually it's only going to get better from there on out. It's not going to get worse. It's not going to get, there's no way it's going to get worse.
Like I said, only time will tell, man. We'll I guess we have to cross that path when we actually
I know,
get
and
there.
I think it'll be this year. I think 2.0 will come out.
I hope so.
You know,
I mean, I'm not, my hopes for Ethereum 2.0 coming out this year is like, I don't know. It may happen, it may not, but whenever it is, I'll be there to figure it out and see how it goes. But
yeah, Ethereum, I think Ethereum will be, I mean, I don't know.
yeah.
Do you like Ethereum?
I like Ethereum, but I can't afford to play on Ethereum right now. And I'm not gonna sit here and be like, oh yeah, Ethereum is the best because I can use it. Like I can't afford to play on Ethereum.
I like Ethereum.
It's too
I don't
expensive.
Yeah, see, that is the problem with Ethereum being too expensive. But you would play on it if it was inexpensive.
Right.
Exactly. That's
Yeah,
how many people do you think have that mentality of when it does become inexpensive?
I understand
they'll
that,
jump on it.
but that's just a what if. You can say what if to anything. Ethereum has basically said that they were going to come out with Ethereum 2.0 and it's supposed to be this amazing thing. Even EIP 1559 started off well, but then what happened at the end? It started messing up just like Ethereum started messing up when Vitalik just wanted to launch it out. That's why Charles Hawkinson said, you know what, hey, I'm out of here.
Yeah, I mean,
you trying to just push stuff out because
1559 wasn't supposed to do anything but burn tokens and implement the start of the transition to proof of stake, which was the thing. But it was never supposed to lower the gas fees dramatically. It was supposed to just keep the supply from continue to basically minting Ethereum token. They're burning tokens and then rewarding people who are staking or doing the approving the VAT transactions.
Right, but my point is, Ethereum EIP 1559. Everybody was talking about it at a time, and it was supposed to be this great thing that everybody was so hyped about. And then when it actually came out, people were underwhelmed about it. So who's to say
the price jumped?
The price did jump, but then I told at the end what happened. People started like, oh, this EIP 1559 is it was supposed to fix it, but it didn't fix anything.
People are stupid. We said in the show this is not Ethereum 2.0. This is, like Vitalik says, this is the necessary step that needs to be done before we can even get to Ethereum 2.0. It has to be, it's step by step. You don't just leapfrog things. So EIP 1559 came out, whether or not people thought it was the God sending time of, oh, now Ethereum's gonna hit 10,000. Like that was never it. That was the catalyst that needed to be done before you can start looking into 2.0. And 2.0 was technically supposed to come out by the end of the year, December. And they pushed it into sometime Q2 this year, I'm assuming. I'm thinking by summertime.
I have no idea.
But that's
my whole thing is just who's to say that 2.0 won't disappoint too?
I don't know why it would.
You never know.
You just
never know.
Why would it disappoint? Like, how could it disappoint?
The gas fees can't be as low as people assumed they would. Maybe, you know what I'm saying? Or maybe still have the same issues that they recently had with because what's going to happen is everybody wants to build on Ethereum. That's the king. That's the daddy. That's just what it is. If you have an NFT project on Ethereum, you should feel confident like, oh man, I'm on Ethereum. You should feel proud about that. But if nobody can actually mint your NFTs because it's too expensive, well, what's the point? You're literally taking majority of the people and saying, oh, you can't afford it, you can get out of here. Oh, you can't afford it, you can get out of here.
Ethereum doubled in price from the summertime. Towards the end of the summertime, it doubled in price and stayed that way. So that's why my logic on it is, if you spend all this time to build something just to have it be the same thing, then you're an idiot company. I don't think that they're idiot people. So like, if you build a phone, like your phone is gonna be better. So like, people complain about the iPhone not being better than the year before. They're fooling themselves, because if you look at the actual processor and you actually look at the specs, it's actually better. So people and the camera and everything, it's actually better. It's just not better to what they want.
Well, the camera kind of stayed the same.
The camera is better. If you look at the two cameras, it's actually better. You have to look at the specs, the megapixels, and then what the features can do with the camera.
Maybe in the sense of the inside the phone, but the megapixels is the same megapixels as it's been for the last 5 years.
You have to look at the clarity. The iPhone 13 clarity. Someone made a video of him sitting in the nosebleeds, zoomed in to LeBron James doing a dunk. It was damn near HD quality, and he was in the nosebleeds, and he zoomed in and he zoomed out. He's like, that's the iPhone 13 camera. That's the power of the iPhone 13 camera. And I was like, holy crap. And I was on a TikTok video. I was like, no way.
Yeah, but now we're speaking
then what I'm
about
saying-
technology as opposed to what's on paper.
What I'm saying is, yeah, that's the fact. The technology is that if you create something, which is what they're doing, they've created a multi-billion-dollar project. If you think that they're just going to build a project just to do the same thing the year before, then you're fooling yourself, because that's just not how it works. The IP 55159 was never meant to fix the entire problem of gas fees. It was just supposed to implement the change of direction for Ethereum, which will ultimately be the new result of a new gas fee solution. That was the first step. 2.0 coming out, there's no way that it will be the same thing. It's just in my mind, it won't allow to think that it will be the same thing. It's going to be better. The thing is, how far better? But I think the gas fee being $115, $80, those days will be gone.
Hopefully. Yeah.
I think it's inevitable because
Hopefully.
they're spending all this time to do it.
Like
I think Vitalik and his coders, and they're looking at it, and then they're like, oh yeah, great. When they finally release it, they're gonna be like, oh yeah. You know what I mean? Think about when you create a shoe.
Only time will tell, man. Only time will tell. But honestly, guys, thank you guys so much. That is our time here. Hopefully you guys found some value in today's show. If you did, man, go ahead and smash that like button, because it does get this video out to other people, and then they can have a conversation just like we just had a conversation, right? So subscribe to the channel if you're new and you enjoy this type of content. We post every single day.
We post you every single day.
We post you every single day, and we try and bring you guys as much value as possible. All right. So take care. God bless. Be safe. Peace.
Here it goes.